Hey guys, my name is Lily and today I want to show you this small Altoids survival kit in a can, and I've kept the size really small. And if you are making a survival kit that should stay on the body, you don't want to make one which is really big, because otherwise people are not going to take it with them. So let's say, for example, this here is the BCB survival kit, which is a great kit, but it's too big to fit most of my pockets. So I would not take it with me because it would be uncomfortable to carry. So if you are just going for a walk and you don't want to take a backpack with you, well, then you have higher chances of taking something like this with you. And if I put this into my pockets of my jeans, I can still sit down with it and it's not uncomfortable to carry. So if you want to make yourself a small survival tin, which you carry on your body, not in your backpack, but on your body, then you have to keep it small. You can fashion bigger survival kits, put more stuff into it, that's fine. But this is something I would put into the backpack. But sometimes people don't take a backpack with them. And this is when you want to make yourself a really small, tiny survival kit. Okay, so now let's open up this bad boy and let's see what I have inside. So first of all, I'm using a Ranger band to keep the can closed. And also later, after I'm reviewing this kit, I will close the seam here with some electrical tape to make this waterproof. This tin can here I had for a long time. So it was just sitting in my basement along with some other survival items, and today finally I decided to grab a few things and make myself a small survival kit in a can. Now the first thing that you will notice if you open up the can is that here there's a needle taped in, and also I have 3 fishing hooks taped to the lid. So needles are easy to be lost, and I just want to make sure that it's secure in the can if I open it up, and the same goes for the fishing hooks. Right. So next we have a small cotton ball. This is for tinder. Then we have a little bit of very strong cordage. This is actually some cordage that you make the servings for when making bowstrings. So this is almost indestructible and it can double down as fishing line. Then I have one more white nylon string here, which is a little bit thicker. Next in here I have a candle. This is a Christmas candle, and I have wrapped some fishing line around it. Then here we have a small compass, and this is a needle compass. So this is the smallest needle compass that I could find. Now sometimes people are buying button compasses like this one here, but these are actually garbage and they are not really accurate, at least most of the times. So they are not really good. So I highly recommend getting a needle compass. And this one is really working. So I always test my compasses against my proper navigation compass from the company Rector. Okay, so you can see that my small needle compass is working. So with this compass you can get a bearing and find out the general direction where you want to go. Is this compass going to help you navigate? Well, maybe a little bit, but it's not very accurate. So this is for general direction, but not for very detailed navigation. Okay, next we have a small flashlight that I scavenged from the BCB survival kit. And I like it because even if it's not the strongest light, it will give you a psychological advantage. So you want to have a little bit of a small flashlight so you can see what you are doing in the night, and so you can get out stuff from here. So flashlights are important. I wish it was bigger, but then it would not fit the can anymore. All right, next here I got a small fishing kit with swivels, sinkers, and 3 more fishing hooks. So if I want to go fishing and go for food, I take this out and prepare a few lines. But in case I'm losing this bag, I still have 3 more fishing hooks as redundancy in the lid. So I like to split up my kit. And in this case, if I lose one container or this plastic bag, I still have something that I can work with. Yeah, then we have a small pencil. You can write down important notes. Next, these are water purifying tablets. I'm not a big fan of them. I do not recommend drinking this on a regular basis. And also I have to say that I do not have a proper container for these emergency tablets. So this only works if you already have a water bottle with you. And you also have to know the size of your water bottle, because for 1 liter of water, you're going to need 1 tablet. So I got 2 tablets here. That means I can purify 2 liters of water. Yeah, it's not much, but better than nothing. And I would only use this in emergencies. Honestly, I would try to search for a spring that you can directly drink out of, which is very often to find in Austria, because the mountains have very clear water. But if you are somewhere else, I really do hope that you have a water container with you. Yeah, next in here we have some small brass wire. This is good enough to make at least 2 snares, so that's better than nothing. Then we have a small whistle. This is actually a dog whistle, and it's not as loud as the other whistles, but it was really slim and small, and this is why I packed it into the survival kit. Let's try it out. Yeah, it's pretty good. So the first thing that I would do is, in a survival situation, I would take the white string and then I would attach the whistle to the string and hang it around my neck. And then I would give a signal off every 15 minutes. So yeah, that would be something that I would take out and carry around my neck. Then in here I got 2 zip ties. Yeah, there are a lot of things that you can make with zip ties. And if you're not using them, it doesn't matter, because they don't take up a lot of room and space and they are super lightweight. Then we got a fire making kit, and I keep it in this plastic bag so it doesn't get wet. So this is some fat wood. Then we got some really cheesy matches. They are not the best. They are made from paper, but still they work. So let's try it out. You see? So yeah, these are working. But in case it's storming, I have this stormproof match here. And if I lose some of the other parts, I also have a small fire steel, and this one is working great together with the cotton ball. So yeah, that's 2 ways to make fire. Then next I got some toothpicks. Yeah, so I just threw them in because I thought if there's something stuck in between my teeth, I want to be able to get it out and to feel more comfortable. And for me they are really important because I regularly use them. Then we got 2 safety pins, 1 big one and a smaller one. And you can also use those as fishing hooks. Alright, then we have a small and very crappy knife. Right? So this is not the best knife. And it's also not locking, so you have to hold it like this. But you know, with this knife you can make yourself some small feather sticks with the firewood. You can make some shavings, shave it off. Or you can cut line to prepare the fish hooks. You can gut some fish with this easily, but of course you cannot do some heavy wood processing with it. But it's still safer than using, for example, a razor blade. And these you find very often in survival kits and they are fine to use, but if you cut yourself with this razor blade, you will have a problem. So with these you have to be really, really careful. So I rather have a knife like this in my kit. And this is a knife that I can even wear around my neck, or I can put it in my pocket separately without having to fear that I'm getting hurt, because here there's a cover and I won't cut myself. Okay, then here we got a really good signal mirror. This is a good one. This has a protective foil on it, and if I take it off, you will see that there's a proper mirror. And mirrors are extremely important, not only because you can use this for signaling, because it has a hole here in the middle, but also if you're injured, you want to be able to look into your face and at your back. So these mirrors are really important. Okay, next I have 1 meter of paracord. This is enough to make a bow drill, and this is also enough to lash the main ridge poles of a shelter together. So here you can make 2 lashings, or you can cut open the string and use the inner strands for fishing or for bird snares. So yeah, it's paracord. Everybody loves it and it's a great survival item. Yeah, and then last but not least, I got a band-aid, or actually 2 on the bottom of the can. And the backside is white, so you can use it as a paper for your pencil. You can write important messages, your name, birthday, and a telephone number. A little bit of paper goes a long way. I might even add 1 more piece of paper into the can because it weighs nothing and there's still space. So now let's check our list, our survival list. And I just ticked off all of the items here at the side, and these are the survival priorities. They go from shelter, fire, water, food, security, orientation, navigation, signaling, first aid, cutting tool, cordage, flashlight, needle, and miscellaneous items. So as you can see, I have ticked off most of the items, and I have a lot of items for making fire and for cordage. And the other priorities I just covered a little bit, but shelter is not covered. So there's no way that I can fit an emergency space blanket into this kit. So what you can do is you can take a poncho or bivy sack like this one here. It's pretty good quality and it's a little bit thicker than the other emergency space blankets that you can get. And you can take this with you or put it on the kit or put this into another pocket. Shelter is important. It's the most important priority when it comes to survival. Also, instead of using the water purification tablets, I would get myself a small emergency water filter. This is the Soya mini filter and it works great together with this plastic bag. So there are many things on how you can enhance the core of your survival kit. And the problem is, if you're taking too many things and if you make your kit too large, people will not take the kit with them anymore because they think, oh, I'm just going into the forest for 3 hours. I don't need all of this stuff, but maybe you're taking this can at least. And this is a lifesaver. Even if you don't have shelter building materials in here, it will still save your life unless it's a blizzard and you cannot get a fire going. So, of course, there are circumstances where you can still die with this kit, but usually if the weather is normal and if you are not in a blizzard or rainstorm, then you should be able to get by with this survival kit. Okay, I've just put back the items into the can. Just want to make sure that I'm not touching the flashlight so I don't empty out the battery. Yeah, and now I'm taking my electrical tape and go around the can. So that's 2 wraps. Close it like this. So this is now fairly waterproof. And now you're ready to go. Now I can take this, put it in my jeans, and nobody is going to notice. Looks like a pack of cigarettes. Or I just put it in my jacket. So this is much more comfortable than putting this in my jacket. It's possible, but it's very uncomfortable. The smaller the kit, the more likely you will take it with you. So this is a kit that you wear on your body. If you make yourself a survival kit for a hiking backpack, that would be a different story. Then you can add more items into a bigger can like this one or like this one. If you make yourself a kit for a car, I would make myself a survival kit like this and even larger. So if you make yourself a survival kit for your bug out bag, that would be huge. And this is why you need a backpack for it. So this is really just for carrying stuff on your body. And that's the bare minimum in case you tip over with your kayak or in case you get lost in the forest. Right, so this is it, guys. I really want to thank you for watching. And this is how you can make yourself a small but very important survival kit that can save your life.